Hi, Bother Brigade. Here's what's bothering me today. It's been a while, which was obviously not the intention, right? So let's talk a little bit about where I've been for basically the past 2 weeks. First off, again, thank you to everyone who showed up to the stream yesterday. I was streaming simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube, and we got like donos and stuff. So thank you everyone who donated. That was amazing and incredibly generous of you. But that was also just trying to catch up on like a whole bunch of stuff that we had missed in terms of news. And I also want to actually kind of have a video here that's a record of kind of some of what happened. So basically, up until yesterday, we had no power for a total of 9 nights here because of the storm that ripped through Ontario 9 days ago. And that was pretty severe. Now, of course, the week before that, I also wasn't making videos, and that was due to a multitude of reasons, especially things that were going on behind the scenes and in my personal life that I'm not going to really get into here, but let's just leave it at some personal things happened, and like, no offense to everyone here, but real life stuff is going to take priority over this any day, and unfortunately, it was kind of just like several days in a row of stuff, and I didn't even have chance or the time or the energy to make videos on those days, even though I wanted to. So apologies for that. And then I was like, okay, finally we're gonna have some time. We were planning to go out because my uncle is visiting from India. That's part of one of the things, right? So I was shaving in the bathroom when the derecho hit. And the initial plan was, okay, we're going to go out, have a lovely dinner, and see him for a bit, and then we're going to come home, make a video about like whatever was going on that day. And, I'll also explain, where I've been for the past few days, like what's going on. And then the storm hit. And so no power and no internet at the same time. So I couldn't even do what I did last time where the internet was just kind of being iffy. Like there was no power, couldn't even record. So the storm hits. It became very clear in the immediate aftermath of that this was not a kind of simple little storm and the power would be back on within 24 hours. We saw that this had absolutely hammered parts of the province, like buildings completely destroyed and gone, hundreds if not thousands of trees and power lines down across the province. It was really bad. So once I and others realized, oh, this isn't going to be an overnight affair, cue the panic and me wanting to kind of try and help people out when and where I could. So, I'm suddenly contacting friends and family, seeing if, people are all right, seeing if, they need anything, if perhaps they did have power. Some people were completely unaffected, so that was good for them. But a lot of us were without power for a long time. And shout out to some comrades in Brockville because they actually went and bought a generator on our behalf, and we had to drive down there and actually get a generator and just e-transfer the money to them like on the spot, because sure enough, everyone was already, from Ottawa and other corners were just heading out to wherever they could to buy generators to deal with the power outages. Thankfully, we had hot water, so we were offering hot water. And also, once we got the generator up and running, it's like, hey, come over if you need to charge things. We still have our hot water, so if you need, hot bath, hot shower, put some food in the fridge or the freezer, we can help with that because now we have, power in terms of the generator, which again is a massive point of privilege. It was on the weekend. We didn't have to work, and we had access to a car, and also importantly, we had access to comrades in a completely different part of the province that were able and willing to go out and buy that for us, and then us immediately pay them back. Do not get me wrong, this was absolutely like an incredible privilege that we were afforded. And also another thing I was doing in the immediate aftermath of the storm, like obviously it was in the afternoon and the evening, after, shaving in the rest of the dark and after the storm had subsided, I went out to sort of assess the damage. I saw there were a lot of trees like in the roads and like on people's lawns and stuff. And well, as Bo says, whatever it is, like Rule 303 or Rule 308 or something, if you have the means, you have the responsibility to act. I'm like, well, I have safety equipment. I have a regular saw and a pruning saw and like big old shears. And I also have some gloves for gardening and stuff like that. So I'm going to go around the neighborhood and help people clear trees for a while before we had to go out for dinner. And that's what I did. This also was me going out and asking other neighbors that I saw, hey, do you need anything, especially right now, given that the power's out? So this is me starting to take on like a lot more stuff on my plate beyond like other stuff that had been happening. And also just wanting to do my part to help out my community, to be neighborly. Because I saw also by driving around and like helping people in the neighborhood, oh yeah, this is actually way more serious than initially thought. We're in for a long haul event. So, it's also a networking opportunity, but that's hard to do with spotty internet access and mobile access for a lot of people. And then, of course, there's an election going on. So I was like, well, if the power's out, I'm going to try and do canvassing when and where I can when I'm not working. So, things are just kind of crazy and busy, and I didn't have access to the internet to, tell everyone about all this stuff. And this is just on top of other projects that I've been working on behind the scenes for in some cases, a few months to a year or well over a year now at this point. So it's just been a lot of stuff going on in the background that now we're able to kind of deal with at present. So sorry for the 2 weeks of absolutely nothing. But here's the update as to, some of why that happened, the crazy storm that passed through Ontario, and also, just, hey, yes, I am alive. That's basically an oversimplification of the past 2 weeks. But there has been some positive developments, which I'm hoping to share with people, especially over on Patreon, first of all, in the coming weeks about a potential project that it's not coming close to fruition, but it's definitely getting more progress and towards being a real, actual existing thing, which I'm very much excited about. But I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to give too many details just yet. But with that, again, sorry for my absence. Thank you for being patient. And again, I'm glad I made that post on the YouTube community page. Everyone was very kind and supportive, which again, thank you all so much for supporting me and this very scuffed channel, even through a 2-week period where there was nothing when this, ostensibly is supposed to be a daily content channel. So thank you all for being patient and kind and caring and understanding. So many of you have reached out to say, hey, everything okay? Do you need something? Even if I have to, drive away from the province or, depending on where I am, happy to help. Thank you all so much. That kindness and generosity just really reminds me that there is good on this planet that is absolutely worth fighting for. And I'm so proud and honored to have it be a part of this community here. And again, thank you for all your well wishes. I am safe. All my friends and family are safe. But the fact that I wasn't able to do anything for 2 straight weeks is definitely what's bothering me today.